It's been 12 years since I've been here, so what's some of the history of Pensacola Lighthouse?
This is the second iteration of the lighthouse. The first lighthouse was built about a quarter-mile east of here, and it was built in 1824, but almost immediately was deemed insufficient to the needs of the sailors. In 1855, they appropriated additional funding in Congress to build this lighthouse.
Even with the lighthouse serving as a navigation aid, over 700 shipwrecks have been reported in the area. The treacherous waters off of Pensacola Bay have claimed hundreds of lives, some within the very shadow of the lighthouse itself. But there have also been tragic deaths on the property.
We know that lighthouse keepers passed away somewhere on the property. Do you know what happened to them?
We've had Jeremiah Ingram, who passed away, and he was the first lighthouse keeper in Pensacola. We've had some keepers pass from yellow fever. One of the bigger stories of tragedy was a daughter of a lighthouse keeper who passed away. Ella Miller had a difficult pregnancy, and she bled all over the floors in what was referred to for a long time as the bloody bedroom.
What has changed since we were here 12 years ago?
Within the last 2 to 3 years, we've been working on a new exhibit in the West Woods.
The Pensacola Lighthouse and Maritime Museum, which currently showcases the life of a keeper, plans to open a new interpretive exhibit on the site, telling the story of African-American men and women who made a significant impact to the lighthouse after the Civil War.
During the Reconstruction, we did the archaeology. It came to light that there was a cabin there at one time. The gentleman who built the cabin, his name was Charles Hart, and he was a formerly enslaved person that had come here after Confederates withdrew from the base and built his cabin there. You know, he absolutely worked here, but was an undocumented African-American lighthouse keeper.
And he died here on the property?
Yes.
Oh, wow. 12 years ago, we came here. There was tons of claims that were going on, voices, footsteps going up and down the stairwell of the lighthouse, as well as activity throughout the main building.
The footsteps are one of the constants.
Other unsettling sounds heard in the lighthouse towers are whistling, humming, and strange voices. People have also witnessed the apparition of a female on the catwalk and male shadowy figures throughout the tower.
I know there are claims women are still having activity when they're into certain areas.
The women go into the basement, will have their hair played with, or they'll be touched.
But recent activity has been more dangerous, even aggressive.
I was in the basement, and I felt like a feather had brushed against the back of my neck. I had a really uncomfortable burning sensation. There was actually a red raised welt there. After that happened, I really felt unsettled about being in the basement.
In the same area, the apparition of an African-American man has been seen, and voices have been heard throughout the keeper's quarters building.
All right, what other types of things?
More recent activity has been around the large tree out in the woods, just 50 feet from the house of Charles Hart. One of our volunteers' friends was out there, and she actually experienced what felt like hands around her neck.
Oh, gosh.
Have you ever personally experienced anything? I mean, you've been here for a long time.
One time during the day, a volunteer and I were working in the passage near the restrooms, and we heard from the front parlor area a woman call my name and said, "John." So I looked down the hall and I said, "Yes, ma'am," and there was no one there.
Charles Hart? Are you the man people see in the basement? Are you still here with us? Hello?
Any light keeper down here?
Charles Hart?
We've come just to talk to you.
This is the door.
Really?
Hey,
Voices. Can't throw in this. Real-time analysis. We gotta go up there.
Hello?
Steve, what was it? Just happened again, right over here. That was a male voice.
Really?
It was like a...
Jeremiah Ingram, we know you were the first keeper. Are you still here with us?
What was that?
Jay.
That was like a...
Jay, that was a female voice.
Oh.
absolutely heard that.
Charles, they claim to see you in the tower. Someone that could be you. Are you still keeping watch? What does that sound like? Charles, was that you?
Are you kidding me?
Hello?
Is anybody from the Hart family here? So are there any children in this house right now?
Lucinda, can you make the lights go off on the device? All you gotta do is go right near it. Lewis?
Is there somebody here that we did not mention yet?
Oh, what's that? It sounded like a female humming. It was like,
Were you just humming?
Ella Miller, we're standing in the very room that you passed away, and we think that we may have been talking to you. It just sounded like walking or moving.
Yeah.
It was like right here.
How did you guys come into ownership of this property?
I just, by stroke of luck, happened to be driving down the road and I saw 4 or 5 guys out there looking at a bunch of Milo that was hailed. So I stopped to see if I could rent that pasture to turn my cows on. And they said, well, we don't know if we want to rent just the pasture, but we'd rent you the whole farm. So that's when I bought it.
Did you know about what had gone on here?
No.
Wow.
No.
When did you guys find out?
When they drove in the yard, when the CBI drove in the yard, Mike McCormick got out of the car in his orange jumpsuit and they gave him an armload of stakes and a sledgehammer. Then I knew something was going on. When he got out, then I started asking questions and then they told me. So.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And this was mid to late 80s?
Late 80s, yeah. 88.
Late 80s, okay.
Did you talk with Michael?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked to Michael. And I mean, he told a lot of wild tales about what happened out here.
Yeah.
A lot of people were killed.
Did he tell you how many people they buried out here?
You know, I can't recall a number, but it's more than what he marked off because he told me I'd changed things so much he couldn't recollect all the spots, but he said there was more.
Did he share any other stories about what happened or how they committed their murders?
Talked about a couple other murders, especially about old Suarez, how they ran him down, they chased him down, and they hung him up in this old shop and shot him in the head. Wire was still on his feet when we found him down there.
Wow.
So then you found out, you meet Leslie, nobody warns you what you're getting yourself into.
No.
You come out here and then you find out that there were murderous on the property.
Yeah. I was pretty creeped out, and then just other things kind of progressed from there. I would feel something pressed down on the bed, like somebody was sitting on the bed.
Oh, weird.
And yeah, I would think it was him, and I would turn over and there was nobody there.
We heard that things have been ramping up the last couple weeks. Can you fill us in on that?
I was sitting in the office working and I started feeling something touch the top of my head, and it just kept doing that till I ran out of the office, jumped in my pickup and left.
Wow.
If I'm here at night, I leave my pickup running and the door open.
Interesting.
So I can run and jump into it and get out of here.
Hightail it out of there.
Yeah.
Do you think this is one spirit, or do you think there's numerous spirits here?
No, I think there's more than one.
Yeah.
Who do you think they are?
Maybe the guys that were buried out here, because Mike put out 13 stakes and they dug up 3 bodies.
Why didn't they dig them all up?
Well, people were buried in the 70s and 60s even, and he was a pretty young boy at that time. I mean, you couldn't tell exactly where it was, but it gave you an
Ballpark.
idea. But you could miss them that far and not know it.
Yeah.
So there's more out here.
Wow.
Okay, we want to talk to whoever the shadow figure is out here. We want to talk to you, and one of the ways we might be able to do that is through this box.
Someone in here with us right now?
I heard Michael McCormick was a monster. Who's the shadow figure that they see here?
Did Michael McCormick kill you?
I think I just heard Tom McCormick, I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah. She's all alone in the office. Can you do something to her? Can you touch the back of her neck like you've done before?
Somebody on my right side, like something just touched my upper arm.
She got touched.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you touch me again?
Can you do something else to Leslie? Can you touch her again?
Can you touch one of us?
Tingling on my left arm.
Can you keep going? Can you knock something over in the office?
Is someone in the room with Leslie right now? Can you talk through Leslie? Really heavy.
I wonder if she's going.
She's nodding.
Just nodding yes.
Okay.
Can you tell Leslie who you are? Give her your name.
No, Jack.
And if you're ancient.
She said no, Jack.
No, Jack?
Yeah. Said no, Jack.
It's like I can't see anything.
She can't see anything.
I keep getting the name Pete.
She keeps getting the name Pete.
I feel like there's a dark shadow in front of my face.
Who is the dark shadow? Can you tell Leslie who you are?
I think she's like shaking.
She's shivering?
Yeah, I can hear her shivering.
Strange. I'm pretty comfortable in here.
Yeah. Should we go in there?
Okay.
She said okay.
I had enough.
She said enough.
What?
She said she's had enough.
Leslie?
Yeah.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It was like something was in here.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through what happened to you?
Got really, really cold, and then I don't know how I was seeing it because my eyes weren't open, and of course I couldn't see. But it was like there was this black shadow, kind of like in front of my eyes, but you know I couldn't see it, and I kept seeing Mike's face, and I just felt like something was over here next to me.
Did you get a sense of who that might have been next to you?
All I kept seeing was Mike's face. That's all I know. And whatever it wasn't good.
You were a brave woman.
Through that, did you get any clarity of who might be here or why?
Yeah, and I don't know what the darker thing was, but that was, I mean, and it was like it was right here, and something kept It was like it would come in and leave and just, you know, take my breath and leave and come back. Or it was like I could breathe and I couldn't breathe, or, you know, I just...
Whatever happens here seems to ebb and flow, almost like a pair of lungs collapsing and expanding. And it seems like we saw that with Leslie tonight, and when she was done, that's exactly what she said to us. She's like, it would come close and then it would go away, it would come close and then go away. Some sort of dark presence was in the room with her.
So my friend Kate, her husband Joe, they have this beautiful home that's very historic.
I was reading up on it. This house has been in existence, I think it was built in like 1750. It's a really large house. There's a lot of rooms. They've only had it for a year.
When I spoke to Kate, she was talking about how there was a moment where something rushed at her. They have a son that's 2 years old, and she will not leave her kid in a room by himself.
It sounds like she is worried because the haunting seems a little violent.
Mm-hmm.
Once something like that happens,
Yep.
you're constantly on edge waiting for it to happen again.
Here it is.
Hey,
Kate. Hey.
Hi. Good to see you.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome, no worries. Thank you for having us. I know we talked briefly about the activity that's been happening.
It's gotten worse.
It has.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to take us around and kind of show
Yeah.
us what's happened and where?
So this room right here, this is where my husband and I sleep. This is the Cornelius Crocker bedroom. It's named after the man who built this house.
The building was constructed in 1754 by the Crocker family, one of the most prominent families in pre-colonial Massachusetts. Originally a stagecoach stop and tavern, it was converted into a museum in 1927, only to become a residential home in the late 1990s. A few months after Kate moved in and began making renovations, the terrifying activity started. Tell us what happened in here.
So it started, my son in a pack and play next to the bed, and I was just about to fall asleep, and I saw a figure running towards me and towards the baby. And I said, stop, no, 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 no. My heart was racing. It felt threatening.
Right.
And I have my child here. That's what scared me most, is my baby's here.
Well, at the moment, you probably thought it was a live person coming at you.
I was absolutely terrified. Then, a few nights later, I hear somebody going up the stairs, walking into the bedroom above us. I woke up my husband, it was like somebody's in the house. So he jumps out of bed. He went into every single room, under the bed, every closet, looking, and he didn't see anything.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Most of the activity's upstairs.
So let's go that way. Okay. So besides the footsteps, what other activities happened up here?
Okay, so in here, this is where my cousin Sharon is sleeping, and the bed starts shaking.
Okay.
Then a few nights later, it keeps getting crazier. Two of my cousins were locked inside this room.
Wow.
For about 15 minutes, and all of a sudden it opened. My mother has heard things across the hallway in Aunt Lydia's room.
Let's go to Aunt Lydia's room.
Yeah, yeah. And did you name the rooms, or did...
No, they came named.
They came named.
So who is Aunt Lydia?
So Aunt Lydia is the daughter of Cornelius Crocker. Okay. And she was a widow. Her husband died after they were married for just a couple of years.
Do you know if she passed away in this house, or...
She did,
She
yes.
did.
So in here, my mother has heard somebody screaming, "Help me," clear as day. My mother has felt people watching her from this door over here and from that door in this room.
Weird.
So this is where the center of it is.
Ugh, okay, and you had said there were some strange objects you found while renovating?
Yeah, okay, so this was a shoe that was found in the wall upstairs in the attic.
That's a thing, you know, they did that on purpose.
They did?
Yeah, it was considered good luck. They would leave a shoe in the wall when they built a house. So honestly, this could be as old as this house.
Guessing this was somebody's mirror on someone's dresser.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did you find this?
I found that upstairs in one of the bedrooms, actually.
You were finding these things when you first moved in, right? And then the activity started?
It definitely has picked up since I've moved stuff around. You feel the energy in the house change just even talking about it.
You know, it's entirely possible that moving those objects triggered the activity. We've seen that in other cases, but we'll have to find a way to confirm it while we're here. At the end of this investigation, what do you hope for us to accomplish for you?
I will happily coexist with any spirit that's happy or fine with our occupation of the house, but if it's a bad ghost, it's gotta go. I have a kid.
We need to work and make sure it's safe for you guys.
Yeah, figure out who it is and why they're here.
Let's do EVP work in here and see
Yeah.
if we get any EVPs.
While Amy runs the recorder, I'm going to use the SLS camera. It's a device engineered to see figures not visible to the naked eye.
Are we talking about the right people? The train accident? Do you remember that?
Did you know Wilhelmina?
Did she go by Wilhelmina or did she go by a different name? Let's listen to this.
Are we talking about the right people? The train accident. Did you know Wilhelmina? Did she go by Wilhelmina or did she go by a different name?
Hold on a second, this thing is like... Yo, there's somebody sitting in that chair. Hey, if you're in that chair, can you wave at us?
Oh, yes, it's waving.
Yeah.
You, right there. I'm pointing to you. Can you stand up, please?
Are you trying to stand up? Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. That's so bizarre. It was so strange looking.
I mean, it was sitting in the chair.
It was sitting in the chair. And then once we started talking to it, it started moving all weird. It was sitting totally still.
Yeah, almost like it was trying to...
Either leave or get up or not be visible.
There's a female spirit here at the Crocker house. We believe it could be Wilhelmina Crocker, a woman killed in a 1926 train accident. But we need confirmation.
So I was thinking a lot about it.
Since we got nothing from the objects, maybe we need to try something more drastic.
So I'm wondering if we split up and I go to the scene of the accident. Maybe we could like almost trigger the activity. I'll park safely away from the train tracks and do some EVP work, talk about what happened.
You know what? Text me when you do your EVP session. That way I know you're doing it, and then that's when I'll do Spirit Box.
Okay.
And see if we can get anything that correlates and matches up. And if nothing happens, then we'll broaden our search.
Okay.
I'm on the tracks where Wilhelmina Crocker was killed in 1926, trying to make contact with her.
Tell me what happened here.
Oh, God.
Ow, 24:39.
Wait a minute. Let's wait and see if a train actually comes. Is a train really coming? You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me right now. I think that's our cue. You guys, come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm done. Time to go.
Thank God.
I am shaking.
What I find interesting is that you didn't get any EVPs, right?
No.
Because she literally was here. So at first, I am in Lydia's room. There was like little movement, little knocking. And then I say, hey, do you know where my friend is? I was like, she went for a drive. I just hope she doesn't go down to that road because there's nothing there to warn you. And I was like, and it's dangerous. And then I start moving and the light on the stand comes the on. Light turns on. Turns on.
You heard
Scared
it
the hell
click?
out of us. It scared the hell out of us. And that's when I was sitting on the couch in Lydia's room, getting things like, hi, I'm outside. Scream. There was a scream. There was something that sounded like an explosion. Help me.
That's exactly what they hear.
I know. That's what's so crazy.
My mother has heard somebody screaming, help me. Clear as day.
Look how many we got answered.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It really worked.
This is truly an amazing moment. In all my years of investigating, I have never done this before. Triggering activity in a home by contacting a spirit at the spot where they died. We're convinced it was Wilhelmina Crocker who caused the train signal to go off, and that she was speaking to Adam through the spirit box.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
What are you waiting for?
The lady.
Who is Sybil channeling her, Gabe?
It's not clear. This is a seance from 1965 that Hans did in San Diego at the Whaley House.
My father said this was the most haunted house in America.
Well, that's saying a lot coming from Hans Holzer.
And when he got the call from the property owners to go do the investigation, he was very excited because he was one of the first to investigate the property.
And from what I understand, I mean, this place really lives up to its reputation. It's really haunted. Is there anything else in the case file?
The house was built in 1857 by a pioneer named Thomas Whaley. He lived there with his wife and his 2 daughters. That's until his younger daughter, Violet, committed suicide by shooting herself in the chest.
Do we know why?
I want you to watch this.
There is a great deal of confusion in this house. There's a young girl in the parlor, just trouble. Someone had control of her.
Wait, stop that. So you're telling me that a spirit in the house might have forced Violet Whaley to kill herself?
Yeah.
Who?
There's more.
People quarreled about this spot. He died here, unhappy. He wants all this house for himself. He is laughing.
Do we understand who she's connecting with?
Well, Hans never knew for sure, but he talks about a 19th century thief named Yankee Jim that was hanged at the spot where the house was built. In fact, before the house was even erected, that was a gallows there.
Really? Did Hans believe that Yankee Jim did this?
There's nothing here in the file.
Do we know if people still even encounter this thing in the house?
Well, I reached out to the director of the Whaley House. It's a museum now. And he said that there are visitors and staff that have been experiencing increasing activity there, and some of it quite concerning. So they would like us to reopen your father's investigation.
Wow, 50 years later.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna head out to San Diego and see if we can figure out who or what this energy is and what it's doing there. Maybe you could just tell me your name, please. I've got something right in front of me. Yankee Jim, are you there? Or am I addressing Mr. Gara? Are you sitting in that chair? Can you let me know that you're here? Can you raise your arm? Let me know that you can see me. Gone. I'm gonna do a quick playback and listen. Can you let me know that you're here? Can you raise your arm? Let me know that you can see me. Yes. Wait a minute. Was that you, Rob?
I didn't say anything.
Listen to this.
Can you let me know that you're here? Can you raise your arm? Let me know that you can see me. Yes.
Did you hear that? That's a clear yes.
Let me know that you can see me.
We have a very clear yes. Juan Verdugo, is this you? Are you responsible for the death of Violet Whaley?
He's laughing. He's been laughing at us this whole time.
Did you push her to that point?
He just keeps saying, they took from me, now I take from them. They took from me, now I take from them.
That was exactly his attitude while alive, that he was going to take as many lives as he could. He was going to take back his land. He was going to take back.
Breathe.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're choking?
I'm okay.
Juan Verdugo, if you're trying to influence Cindy, you need to back off. You need to leave her alone. You do not have power or authority over her. We're not your enemy. Let us know that you're here now. All right, that sounded like a gunshot. I'm gonna play back. Let us know that you're here now. That's really
What just happened?
I don't know, something just shoved me.
Holy dude.
Hold up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, my back just hit.
Hold on.
Shane or the wall.
No, you hit me. You good?
Yep.
Did your knees go out? What just
Nope,
happened?
something just shoved me straight on.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna go outside and clear my
Yeah.
head for a minute.
Was that you, Juan? I'm honestly terrified. This place is evil. Your time's up here, Juan. Time to go.
That's nuts. I don't even know. What do you do in that situation? It felt like it hit me and pushed through me. I mean, I've never been hit like that.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just a little bumped up.
Dude, you got
Knocked
like
on my ass.
thrown. You were thrown.
I don't even know how to process what's going on because I've never had a physical experience like this.
You guys called us in because you're getting married in a few months.
Yes, sir.
We know you have some concerns.
This is our venue, but my party and I are supposed to get ready upstairs in that master bedroom where there's been a lot of activity. And I just want to know that my bridal party is going to be safe. There's no risk of anybody getting pushed. So we're hoping to know if it's safe enough to have our wedding here.
All right, we're here to help. So what's some of the history of the George Taylor house?
Well, George Taylor came to the colonies in 1736. He became an iron master in Bucks County, and then eventually he worked his way up here and built this house in 1768.
George Taylor built this home for Ann Taylor.
Okay.
And soon after moving in, she passed away. It's believed Ann Taylor also died in here.
Okay.
George Taylor never remarried after Anne died in their beloved home, and he sold the property a few years later, just before signing the Declaration of Independence in 1776. In 1971, it was declared a National Historic Landmark by the Lehigh County Historical Society.
How long have you guys actually been running it over here?
We've been involved in it for about 3-4 years.
Okay. And we heard the activity's been going on for about 4 or 5 years.
Yes, and it's increasing.
Since Candace and Jason have gotten engaged and spent more time at the George Taylor house planning their wedding, activity has ramped up and gotten more aggressive.
I know there's claims of people being pushed, grabbed, scratched. Can you tell us about that?
While trying to get up to the attic, I was grabbed hard enough on my shoulder to cause bruising the following day.
So it sounds like the aggressive activities is happening mainly when you head to the attic area?
Correct. I will not go into the attic.
Is that something that's reported often?
Other people have had incidences trying to go into the attic.
About 2 years ago, I took about 3 steps on the attic stairwell, and it felt like something grabbed my arm. It was kind of that shock, like something that's holding you back.
Near the attic, there have also been sightings of a female apparition.
I was in the 2nd floor, and behind me are the attic stairs. Through the corner of my eye, I saw a woman coming down the stairs in a long, flowing, dark blue dress. As I turned around, there was just nothing there. There's something in that attic that I don't want to face.
Children's laughter and childlike encounters have also been reported in the attic and throughout the property.
When we're taking tours through and we have a lot of people tell us they feel like somebody was tugging on the back or touched their low back, and it feels like little hands.
What other rooms seem to have activity that's going on?
The master bedroom in the upstairs, my daughter has actually been pushed.
Did she tell you she was pushed, or did you see it?
Actually, Jason
I
saw
saw it. She thought her brother was right there pushing her, and I said, no, there was no one there. She goes, I just got pushed.
There was several of us who saw a woman sitting in the chair in the corner. Early 1900s, she was very tall, dark clothing, high lace neck.
Any facial features?
She was older, very stoic and stern.
In another bedroom, on the 2nd floor, people have witnessed a female apparition wearing brown period clothing and heard the sounds of a woman crying.
All right, what other types of things?
We've had a shadow figure on the front lawn right here.
Even today, as we opened up the house, I thought I was following him around the corner of the house, and I came around to the front of the house and nobody was there. He was inside the whole time.
Wow.
Okay, so I mean, activity is all the time.
There is also an additional and original red building on the property, which was constructed as a summer kitchen by farmers Jacob and Mary Diley, who bought George Taylor's home in the 1820s.
Now, was there anything in the back building as well, the kitchen area? Has anything gone on in there?
I've seen a lady in there. One night we were preparing for one of our events, and I walked down and I could see someone in 1800s dress.
This is the envoy. So we turn this on, now I can speed up or slow down the letters. We could change this and go to yes or no. This is the new vibration sensor to see if we're able to get yes and no responses.
Okay.
So if you can knock for a yes, it'll allow us to ask you yes and no questions. Are you able to knock for us? Are you able to see us? That was a vibration again. You heard that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mary Diley, is that you we're hearing walking upstairs?
Is that somebody else walking upstairs?
That's direct.
That's absolutely.
Boom, right on.
How many of you are here in this house? Is there one? Two? There's two of you. You go upstairs at all? Does that person come downstairs at all?
What the hell was that sound? What? Well, there was this weird, like, I don't know if it was a humming or there was like a weird, like,
Is that humming noise coming from whoever is upstairs?
The thumping.
Just a bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, bump. It stopped. The humming's totally stopped.
So the man upstairs does not allow you to go upstairs, right? That was like right here.
That's really, it sounded like it was right behind me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are you the one that people see in the windows? Were you here in the 1700s? Were you here in the 1800s?
Well, that's a loud one, too.
Candace and Jason called us in. They're going to be having a wedding here in a few months. Will it be safe for everybody?
These knocks are so much louder than before. Are we still talking to the same person we were talking to earlier? Are we talking to somebody else?
It's the man from upstairs.
What the hell?
Is that other woman gone? Did you tell her not to talk to us anymore? Is there a reason you don't want her talking to us? Do you not want us here? The woman that you're with right now, are you guys husband and wife? Does she work for you?
Do you own this house?
That was probably the most incredible stuff I've experienced in a long time. I mean, direct responses.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That truly was.
So he came in here with, of course, a few of our equipment, and
Is that a baby? What the?
That sounded like a baby crying.
Yeah.
And then whatever the hell that was.
But what fell over?
What was with the baby crying? What the
I
hell
don't
was
know. That sound sounded like a lot of stuff fell over. But there's nothing out of place up here.
All right, let's head back. That was freaking awesome.
Ooh. What the? Wow. Ooh, this is ominous. Yes.
This place literally looks like the set of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's got the look, that's for sure. We're just gonna see if it delivers.
Hi, all.
Hey, Joanne.
Yes.
Hi,
come on
Katrina.
up.
I'm Jack.
Welcome to the Black Swan.
It's amazing.
Thank you. Y'all come on in so you can see the whole place.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
This is awesome.
I love everything about this.
Come on in, have a seat. We can sit down and...
Okay. Oh my God, no, seriously, like my heart is skipping beats in here.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I just love it so much.
The energy can be intense. This property is connected to San Antonio in so many different ways.
So the people that were before you, did they ever tell you about the supernatural side of things here?
They did. They were terrified of the house.
Did you believe them at first?
No. I was like, when you die, you don't get to come back and do this kind of stuff. The things that they were saying, I kept thinking, it's just them.
So what switched you? What was the moment that switched you over?
The stuff happening continually, like the lights going off and on, the doors opening and closing. And knocking happens all over. And I've had strange, like feeling like you got shot in the head, like you feel it go in and come out.
Whoa.
It's weird, and I only have felt this in a few places, but this house has its own pulse, it breathes, it is like a living, functioning thing.
You're gonna find, the house is gonna talk to you. The whole property is gonna talk to you.
Can you talk to us using this device, please? Who's in this room with us? Sophia, Emma. That can't help. It was a girl. It was like a female. Who needs help? What's your name? You can talk to us. This is Jack. Do you want to go talk to my friend Jack instead?
Okay, so I'm currently scrying here in the Psychomantium. It just feels weird in here. Whoever's here, my name's Jack. Who's in this house? Who's in this space? Why? What is it about this place? Am I really in a portal? Oh. Okay. What in the is that? Were those bangs yeses? Can you bang again for yes? Whoa. That was a loud bang. Okay. Okay. Freaking out. Oh my God. What in the is that? Are you a man? Are you a woman? Do you want me to leave this space? Oh. Oh. Okay. Katrina? What in the?
Do you speak Spanish, Jack?
No.
I think Pete does. Maybe we bring him in.
Yeah.
We know on investigations, people have gotten responses in Spanish. So we're bringing in our production coordinator, Pete, who does speak Spanish.
Pete. Yep. How are you, sir?
Hey, Pete. It could help the investigation as far as ramping things up. So you know the history of this place. 60 Mexican men lost their lives in battle. They were pretty much left here to rot. We're asking questions, we're not really getting a whole lot. So I'm curious if you wouldn't mind speaking in Spanish.
No, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Do you want me to, whenever?
Have at it.
Yeah.
All right. ¿Hay alguien aquí? Si hay alguien aquí, ¿me pueden decir su nombre?
Where's that?
It sounded like it came from back there.
Yeah.
¿Ese fue usted que hizo eso? I hear something back there.
Yeah.
¿Hay algo que nos quieres decir? Gracias por esa demostración. ¿Los puedes hacer otra vez?
Oh.
That was loud.
Yeah.
That was like something fell in there.
Huh.
Can you ask if it will tap on the door?
Si fue usted que nos demostró ese sonido, ¿lo puede hacer otra vez en tocando la puerta, por favor? Well, that came from all around.
Yeah. I just got the chills.
Pete, can you ask if they died in the battle?
¿Fallaces en una batalla?
Can you ask them if there is something evil here?
Si hay algo maligno aquí, ¿nos podrías tocar algo o mover algo?
Oh, off.
I don't know where that came from.
That came from right behind here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That one was so loud back here.
Now, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 4 years.
Okay, and you live upstairs?
I live upstairs,
year-round?
yes.
Okay, and then you run anything down here?
Yeah, the shop.
Okay, so you run the shop and you
Mhm.
live upstairs. So
Yes.
you're basically spending all of your time in this building.
I do.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Obviously, there's activity going on, which is why we're here.
So I've encountered Mrs. Kitzmiller, who is a resident here, and we've seen her throughout the house.
Okay.
Wow.
So she's the alpha here.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then we also have Hank, who is a Civil War soldier, Confederate.
Okay.
And we also have a little boy named Willie.
All right, so you guys have there's like this whole cast
There
of
is,
characters
yes,
at this
yes.
point.
Yeah.
Okay. Have any of these names been like historically verified as
Mrs. Kitzmiller, Mr. Kitzmiller,
They're
yes.
on the
Yes.
past. All right. Well, maybe why don't you take us around and
Sure.
then you can kind of tell us spot by spot and what goes on in each area.
Absolutely. We're gonna go ahead into the green room here.
That's a neat room. So what happens in here?
So down here, Eric, my husband, and I were filming a commercial for the business. And he came down before I got here, and he said that when he was filming, he was like, "Hey, Hank," which is the Confederate soldier, and it was dark, and all of a sudden, like this column of black appeared. And Hank's huge.
Okay.
He's like a linebacker is how we describe him. And he said, "It's just me, we're good." And he just disappeared. Like it was fine after that.
Where did it appear? Right here?
Right here, yes.
So what is the story with Hank exactly?
Hank is very protective of the building and very protective of us.
Okay.
He's more of a loving spirit, but if he doesn't like you, you know he doesn't like you.
Okay, got it. So this is your bedroom.
Yes.
All right, so what's happening in here?
So in here, I was in the office one night and I actually had my dog with me. He came up and he just started tearing off to the bedroom. He was barking, all of his hair was standing up, and I'm like, what's going on? So I come walking in and there's this man in dark clothing. He's tall, dark hair. His face is long. He's pale skin, black around the eyes. And he just looked at me like and smiled like, I will be seeing you again.
Weird.
And he vanished.
And did you know, like right when you saw him, did you think this is a live person or did you think this is definitely a ghost, like right off the bat?
I just kind of figured that it was a spirit.
Yeah.
Wild. And then the dog clearly reacted
Yes.
to it. How does the dog feel in this space now?
He's fine. He's
Okay.
perfectly fine. That was the only time that he freaked out. The second time that I seen him was a couple weeks ago, actually, like 2 weeks ago. I had some friends in the living room with my husband, and the dogs were all out there. And I walked in to grab something, and he was like literally right here, leaned over doing something, and my reaction was, whoa.
Yeah.
And he turned around and looked at me, smirked again, and just vanished. We don't know if he's really an Undertaker. But I mean, like, the feeling he gives you is just, like, dreadful and menacing.
And is this part of the original house?
So this was the 1830. This is what's right above the kitchen. So this was the 1834.
Okay.
From what I've gathered when talking to Mark, this is where the family was laid out as well.
Okay, when they died, the two original owners.
Yes.
So what if we focused on where she has seen this Undertaker? She's seen him here, bent over, and then literally right here. So I'm just gonna throw out some equipment. The paranormal tripwire, maybe a paralamp. I wanna put it in the areas where they have seen the Undertaker. We have the motion sensor going. So I'm recording with the SLS camera.
So years ago.
So there's something standing right next to you. It is very tall.
Of course it is.
It's right here. Can you oh, he's reaching out to you.
Here.
Of course he is, just like in the orphanage.
This bed just shook. It's weird.
He's almost like shying away from it, like.
I'm gonna move. Stay right there. Don't move.
Oh, he's gone through the floor. So this is Amy. This is my friend Amy. Here, she's listening. Our friend Mark Nesbitt.
We're inside.
Okay. What is your name?
You need to move that.
Wait, are you talking about this?
The books.
There evidently was a woman who's lived in this space at some point in time who is still possessive of this space.
That makes sense.
Mrs. Kitzmiller, is this you?
This is Amy. I smelled like a weird perfume randomly.
We're trying to help out Kayla. She lives upstairs. She works here. She says she sees what she calls the Undertaker, a gentleman who's very tall. Do you know who that is?
I'm following you.
Okay. Who is the one they call the Undertaker? Who is that? Whoever this is who's gonna follow us, do you wanna, we're gonna go to the orphanage and I want to give you something that you can say when we're over there. How about you say the word purple? That just lit up.
If you were with us when I had my blindfold on, what was the word that Adam told you to repeat here?
Remember I told you, I said, this is the word that you're gonna repeat. Do you remember what it was? Can you tell me the word now? One more time.
Purple.
Oh,
Purple.
And it is. I said you'll recognize it because of the lights. Purple.
Weird. That means.
Yo, that means they were there.
Oh, said it again. One more time. Purple. It's like purple, purple. So I said it twice.
It sounds like a male
So
voice.
bizarre. It is a male. Very weird. Are you familiar with the gentleman who's very tall, who wears all black? People refer to him maybe as an Undertaker, even though that might not be his actual position.
If you are this person, this tall figure that we've seen before, do you remember when we were here last time?
We don't understand how things operate where you are. Like, you are on a different plane than us. We can't see where you are. We can't see what you see. We can't always hear you. And so we keep getting impressions that you might be in more than one place in this town, like you're moving. Do you visit other buildings in Gettysburg? So what is your name, please? Let's listen to this, see if we're getting anything.
And we have contact.
We do.
To your right.
Here.
Yep. Tall. And its shoulders are probably as tall as your head.
Weird.
It's just
right when we
standing
started
there now.
listening. It says Undertaker.
It says Undertaker. I have goosebumps.
Feeling.
Yeah, goosebumps.
In 1972, Barbara started having these vivid dreams about an unknown castle. She had these dreams for 8 years. Then, in 1980, she and her husband were out for a drive when they stumbled upon this historic building. She felt compelled to go inside, and when she did, she recognized it immediately. It was Lambert Castle in Paterson, New Jersey, the same place she had been dreaming about for almost a decade.
Well, what do we know about it?
It was built in 1893 by a wealthy silk manufacturer named Katharina Lambert. He designed the elaborate house for his wife, Isabella, and they lived out the rest of their days there.
Did Hans ever encounter their spirits when he investigated the home?
My father never made it to Lambert Castle. He tried several times, but strange things kept stopping him.
Yeah, unexpected storms, closed roads. He wrote that he was being blocked from going there for some reason, but those that did make it inside found an unmistakable presence there. People reported full-body apparitions, the sound of a woman weeping, the strange sense of being drawn there.
Like Barbara.
Just like Barbara.
Mr. Lambert, what is it you'd like to tell us?
Leave.
Man, that was clear. Why was Barbara having dreams about this place?
For a reason.
What reason? A psychic reason? Yes. What does all of this mean to you?
It means I'm living with some sort of secret.
Maybe we need to look at what Hans did rather than what he wasn't able to do. He didn't investigate the castle, he investigated Barbara. Perhaps the key to understanding her dreams isn't inside the castle, it's inside Barbara. Cindy has a colleague, Damien, who practices past life regression hypnosis, and Barbara is willing to give it a try.
Are you ready to start?
Yes.
He guides his patients down the path of their innermost subconscious to memories of their past lives.
I'd like your mind to just fall at ease.
Hans, if you're watching from the other side,
as I count down from 3 to 1, go so deep that you're...
we hope you finally get the answers to the case that eluded you over 30 years ago.
3. Remember every experience that you've had. 2. Whether in this body or any other body. And 1. Tell me, what do you see?
Darkness. Shadows.
What is your name?
Brunhilda.
What year are we in?
1784.
When I reach the number 1, you'll be landed in a different time and a different place. 3, 2, and 1. The light dissipates. Describe what you see.
I look like a boy.
Are you a happy boy?
I was.
What's happened that's made you unhappy?
I died. I have to go away.
Are you related to anyone by the last name of Lambert?
No.
I want you to float away to a different past life. Picture yourself now in a long wheatgrass field. It has a path cut out in the middle of it. And take a walk in your mind along that path.
Mother calls me Bella.
Where are you?
Boston.
What are you doing in Boston?
I go to school. I'm learning how to be a lady.
What did you die of?
Childbirth.
Childbirth. Did your child survive?
Yes.
Do you know a woman named Isabella Lambert?
She's my mother.
You knew almost everything about Isabel Lambert, daughter of Catalina and his wife, Isabel.
That's amazing.
You even knew her nickname, Bella. So at this point, we believed that in a past life, you were Isabella Lambert, the daughter. But that was before Damien asked us to review the tape. During a critical moment during the regression, he heard something.
Okay.
Listen carefully after we respond to Damien's question.
Do you know a woman named Isabella Lambert?
She's my mother. No.
You heard that?
Yes. She's my mother. My goodness.
It unnerved Damien that during this, he heard it over his shoulder. And that may be the key to what's been going on. Now, bear with us. I know this is a lot, but there's one more thing.
It's like straight electricity down my body right now.
Crying? Crying.
Yes. We heard very vividly out loud a woman crying.
Yeah.
Which is known as direct voice phenomena. We know from Cindy that Isabella, the mother, is definitely here. And we believe she's the woman we heard crying and is also the one that called out no when you said you were her daughter.
The first night that I came in here, I kept hearing he had a relationship with somebody else or would have gotten somebody else pregnant, or there's an affair, or there's something like that that happened.
We always felt this house was a tribute to all of Catalina's lost children. But what if this was just an elaborate apology for an indiscretion, an infidelity? What if Isabella was Mr. Lambert's daughter, but not Mrs. Lambert's?
Oh, betrayal. I'm a skeptic. And This is making me believe what we did here tonight was real.